Hello, and welcome back to Youth Code Jam's online Bits and Bytes lessons. Today we'll be wrapping up our Beetle blocks unit with an activity called Autumn Pumpkin. So our last activity was a 2D ghost. Today we're going to make a 3-dimensional pumpkin in the celebration of fall/Halloween. If you like our seasonal themed activities, let us know. They definitely give us a little bit more focus when we're developing them and can be a lot of fun. But that's all we have to do. Let's go ahead and get started. So in a new tab in your browser, go ahead and pull up beetleblocks.com. And once the page loads, you're either going to choose Run Beetle Blocks from the menu up here, or click on the big Run Beetle Blocks button right here. Okay, so if you've been following along, you're probably pretty familiar with this interface by now, but a quick overview. On the far left, we have our different block drawers, and the blocks will show underneath when we have each one selected. In the middle is our workspace where we're going to drag and drop all of our blocks, and on the far right is our stage or our scene, and you can see that we have Y and X here, and that's our 2D plane, and then we have Z kind of coming straight up out of that, and that gives us our 3D plane. All right. So today's activity is a little longer than some of these have been. It's a lot of fun, and I think you'll feel pretty good about the program when you're done. So let's go ahead and start. And as we've done with all of these activities, we're going to go to the control drawer and get this when green flag click block, and then get a reset block. So this just, when we click this green flag button over here, will run our program automatically, and it will clear everything that's on the stage when we start the program, should anything be there. Right, the next thing we're going to do is set some colors. So go to the color drawer and get a Set Hue to block. Then you're going to click on that red square and choose an orange. It doesn't matter if it matches mine or not, but just choose an orange that you like. And then go back into the colors drawer and get a Set Hue to 50. Use that drop-down option to change hue to saturation, and then change 50 to 100. Right. Next, we're going to do something that we have not really done before with any of our Youth Code Jam activities, but don't panic, it's nothing major. Go back to Control, and you're going to get a Repeat 10 block. And you're going to get a second repeat 10 block and nest it inside. The outer one, 10 should be changed to 24. The inner repeat block, 10 should be changed to 12. So this is how we're going to use this nested structure to help us build the pumpkin. And you'll see it will make more sense when you actually see it being drawn than it will with me trying to explain what's happening. All right, so the next thing we want to go to is the shapes drawer. Shapes. Get a start extruding block and use the drop down to change curves to lines. Then head over to the motion drawer and get a move 1 block. And we're just going to leave that set to 1 for now. And the next thing we're going to do is get a rotate Z by 15 block and place that underneath our move block. Once you have that nested inside, we're going to change the Z using the drop down to Y and the 15 to 30. Okay, so now we're going to add a second rotate block and put it outside of the inner repeat but inside the outer repeat. So right there at the bottom of the lighter gray repeat. We're going to leave it set to Z, and we're going to leave the angle set to 15. So if we wanted to, we could see what that draws, and I think that will help you guys a little bit. So let's go ahead and run the program. So you can see that's kind of drawing, they're not curves, remember, it looks like curves, but it's not, it's a line, and it's kind of drawing it in almost a circular way because of the angles, but you can still you can see it's not a perfect circle because of the degrees we have it set to. And it draws an inner one, which kind of gives us the smaller size, and then it comes back out and draws a bigger one, so it draws on top of each other. So we have our base pumpkin, And now we're going to move on to adding the little topper on our pumpkin, the stem. So we need to repeat a couple steps from before and go back to colors and get another set hue to block and change that red to a green. Again, you can do any color you want in this. You can kind of drag your cursor around to find a green you like. These are all going to be very, very bright greens, I think. So maybe you come over to the yellow and get kind of a yellowy green. It's very bright. And then head over back into the color store and get another set hue to 50 block. Once again, we're going to change hue to saturation. And 50 is going to change to 20. So we're actually going to lighten that up. When we set this to 100, we made our orange very, very deep, very present. By changing saturation to 20, we're actually lessening how much color is showing up. Then head back to that motion drawer and get a rotate Z by 15 block. Change the Z to a Y. And change the 15 to 90 degrees. And then you're going to come over here and get a move 1 block and change that 1 to a 4.2. Now there's nothing magical about that other than that's the value our programmer found that made the stem look the best to him. So you can play around with these values later if you want to see what they do. In fact, I encourage it because it will help you understand a little bit better. So that's it for our steps. Let's go ahead and run that program. And we can see the pumpkin being drawn. It's kind of cool. So our pumpkin's drawn once again, and now we have the stem drawn, and it popped up really fast, but there it is. Now we have this pumpkin. It's pretty cool. And that's all we have for the lessons. So one thing you could try to do is figure out how to draw a face into your pumpkin, because as you know, a common activity on Halloween is to make jack-o'-lanterns. You could also try drawing some different shapes with your pumpkins. You could reuse some of this code and make really tall skinny ones, or there's pumpkins that are called Cinderella Pumpkins, and they look like the pumpkin that the carriage started out as in that movie/story. So there's lots of things you can do, and you can give them different colors and play along with that. So I definitely encourage you to keep practicing with this program and working in the 3D space. It's very different than what we're used to, but that's okay. It's not a bad thing. It just takes practice to get used to it. If you are interested in checking out a live lesson, you'll need to go to youthcodejam.org. Under our Jam at Home, head over to Bits and Bytes Online. And scroll down on the page until you find this register for the live session button. And you'll just click that and follow it to our registration site. It is free. Lessons are Mondays and Wednesdays from 4:30 to 5:30 Central Time. Sometimes if we finish early, students are able to go, or they can just kind of hang out and talk to us, and we can try other activities together. If you're not able to come, videos and activity sheets will be available right here at 5:30 after each lesson, and that's all in Central Time again. If you're looking for more activities to do, we will have the whole month, so during September we will put all of September's activities here for you guys to view and check out with any relevant materials. Once we roll over into October or the next month, all of these will be cleared out, and the videos from the lessons that we used in October will be here. If you're still looking for activities to do, maybe you tried all these out, you can always click this button here and head over to YouTube, and you'll see our entire playlist of recorded activities going back all the way through March when we first went into virtual learning. So there's lots to do here. The only difference is there's no activity sheet, but I think they should be high enough quality for you to do them successfully without the activity sheet. But yeah, that's about all I have for you guys today. I hope to see you at a live session if you're ever able to come. If not, I hope you continue to enjoy these online activities on your own time.